What's good, everyone? It's your boy Nati with another video for the channel. Welcome back to DMV Sports Zone, and I'm back with my boy Abdullah. Um, Back to talk about the Commanders first and foremost. Also talk about all the other DMV sports teams that are playing, that are in their off seasons right now. There's a lot to unpack on this live stream. Abdullah, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Can't wait to go back to talking about our beloved team.
Yeah, man. It's June 11th. We're here talking about the Commanders on a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. That's how much we love this team. But yeah, so Jayden Daniels has been practicing pretty well. I know you love to hype our quarterbacks, without them showing anything on the field. But yeah, Jayden Daniels, bro, Austin Ekeler is coming out here and saying, "Oh, he reminds him of Justin Herbert, Phillip Rivers." I mean, should we crown him? Should we crown him already?
No, I'm not making that mistake again.
You sure?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna give him a whole season to even comment or critique his play. Obviously, it's good to see that he's like doing good in camp or mini camp, OTAs and whatnot. And training camp hopefully leads on. But I'm not falling for it. I'm not. The Sam Howell really was the last straw. Shouldn't not have been the last straw. But hopefully, man. Hopefully, Jayden's the guy. And bro, I'm not gonna lie. A little bit off topic of Jayden Daniels. I forget sometimes that Austin Ekeler is the Washington Commander. The other day, I saw on social media some guy saw him at One Loudon. It's just so weird the fact that he's on. And same thing with Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, and all these other guys. It's just there's so many moves this offseason that happen. And it's dang, you have Austin Ekeler on this team. But going back to Jayden Daniels, hopefully this is true and he balls out come week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But we'll see, man. We just got to give it time.
Yeah, no, I agree, bro. It is crazy. Sometimes I have to pinch myself, because Austin Ekeler is on this team. Not necessarily because I expect him to be a superstar for us, like he was earlier in his career, but we see him, we hear about him, especially fantasy circles, so much on the Chargers, right? All these years putting up monster numbers, and it is crazy to see him here. Yes, he's regressed the last couple of years, but we'll see if his health is up to par. But he could be a pretty good player for us and a pretty good piece. Forget about everything else. Pretty good piece for our young rookie quarterback, who's going to need options out of the backfield to throw to, and even potentially with a good supporting cast too. But yeah, I like Austin Ekeler in the addition, but sometimes you do forget, and I agree with you. But Jayden Daniels, I mean, he is playing pretty well out there. I saw that he had a tight spiral in the rain. Bravo, my guy, bravo. But let's see if he does that come regular season time. I had a talk with my brother-in-law this past weekend about the Commanders, and he called me pessimistic. I'm a realist, like I've always been. I'm a realist. I see it for what it is. And the Commanders, I mean, we have some pieces, right? But all this talk about us automatically being in the playoff hunt, come on, guys. We won 4 games last year. I know we made additions, right? I'm not gonna get amped up, bro. It's June. It is June. I'm not gonna get amped up. I'm not gonna on my soapbox, but yeah, we won 4 games last year, right? So we have to make a lot of strides. We have a good assistant coaching staff. We'll see about the head coach, but I like what we've seen so far out of Jayden Daniels. But again, we haven't even hit training camp, and people are already ready to give him whatever he needs, And I will say that pitch at Nats Park wasn't too great, but it's okay. It's okay. We just need your arm for football, not for baseball. But yeah, bro. Let's talk about the supporting cast though. So Austin Ekeler is running back. There's some talks out there that the Commanders could have a above average, potentially really good running back tandem between Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Ekeler. Do you see a lot of production coming out of the backfield this year?
Definitely. I think the 1-2 punch could be very deadly, especially considering the fact that you add in Cliff Kingsbury. Hopeful, very good play calling that he gives us this year. I think just Austin Ekeler and a young guy, Jayden Daniels, is definitely a safety blanket. A rookie quarterback going to dump it down to his guy. Oh, sorry, lagged out there. But I definitely think I'm not top 5, top 7, but I could see outside top 10 when it comes to running back rooms. We also tend to forget we have Chris Rodriguez as well. So it's like I'm really liking the running back room compared to where it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, I really like it too. And Brian Robinson, he could catch the ball at the backfield too. People think, he's just a thumper. He can't really do anything out of the backfield, but nah, bro, I really like it. And I remember, bro, it's crazy. 4 years on YouTube, bro. But I remember really early talking about once we drafted Antonio Gibson, how Antonio Gibson could be an Alvin Kamara, Austin Ekeler type back for us. He never lived up to that, but he provided some spark. And now we have the actual Austin Ekeler in town, and Austin Ekeler could be better than whatever we got from Antonio Gibson the last couple of years. So I'm looking forward to it. Brian Robinson, I think he's going to continue growing as a player. I don't think Brian Robinson is ever going to be a top 5, top 6 running back in football. He might be in terms of production, maybe for half the season. You know how like stats sometimes you got guys who lead the league after like 5 games, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're the best running back," but then they regress a little bit.
But that's fine though. Like him not being a top 5, I'm okay with that. Last year, the numbers he put up, and also injuries as well, and now with hopefully a better offensive coordinator with the new system. I mean, I definitely think he could be a Pro Bowler this upcoming year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I will say Austin Ekeler is going to cut his production a little bit. A healthy Austin Ekeler, which we can't take as a given the last couple of years, unfortunately. But I mean, the last time we saw a healthy Austin Ekeler, that was what, 2022, right? And he put up some pretty good numbers. And he's 29. I get it. Running back 29. That's not the greatest of age, but and you start to see a dip a little bit in production, but it'd be pretty good for us. And I like that tandem there. And Chris Rodriguez, he's no slouch either. He provided some good runs last year for us, but we shall see on him. He's still a 6th round pick. But okay, so we talked about the running backs. Talked a little bit about Jayden Daniels and what we've seen. Can we talk about Jahan Dotson? Like, people keep thinking, oh my gosh, like every time the national media talks about the Commanders supporting cast, they talk about how we have Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Brian Robinson, Austin Ekeler. But I'm like, whoa. Let's take a step back. So you said Terry McLaurin and Jahan. When has Jahan Dotson earned his place like as a solid wide receiver 2? He got 500 yards last year. He had 500 yards the year before. He's solid. I mean, he has talent for sure. He's talented to be a high-end wide receiver 2. But I mean, is he gonna have a bounce back season, bro? Under Cliff Kingsbury?
I definitely think so. I think last year was definitely a sophomore slump. Hopefully, the air raid offense that Cliff Kingsbury brings in, hopefully it's way different compared to Eric Bieniemy. I just hope Jahan Dotson gets the ball, and the hands issue has been a little bit apparent the last 2 years of his career, but I definitely think Jahan could maybe, I don't want to say 1,000 yards, but definitely can smash over 500 yards, like 700, 800 yards. But I want to see him used more in the red zone, and I just feel like his speed is deadly. So you pair that with Terry, and hopefully we have that duo that we just been waiting to see break out in Washington.
Yeah, bro. I hope, bro. He showed, bro. Man, we were both high on him coming into his or going to his 2nd year, because he showed a lot of potential that first year. I mean, who can forget that Giants like spin touchdown that he had? And he had some really other good moments, like against Jaguars week 1, bro. We thought we had a star in the making. And a couple touchdowns throughout the season. But yeah, we'll see, bro. Hopefully with a solid quarterback, potentially here in DC, he might be the player that we want him to be. Terry McLaurin, I mean, Terry's going to be Terry, but Terry, something that people forget, he's going to be what, 29 in September, if I'm not mistaken. He's an old player because his rookie year he turned 24, so he's a young in terms of NFL years of experience, 29. But yeah, I mean, Terry, he's not a young buck anymore, guys. He's in his prime, and we need Jahan to really show up for him. So we mentioned the top 2 receivers. I want to ask you, let's talk about our tight ends. This is the position I'm very intrigued by because Ben Sinnott, he could be pretty good for us, bro. There's some Sam Laporta comparisons. There's some Kyle Juszczyk comparisons. Do you see a big season out of him? Do you see him overtaking Zach Ertz on the depth chart?
I think the first couple weeks, Ertz is
Yeah.
definitely going to handle the role. But I think
Yeah.
down the season, I think he's Ben's Sinat's reps is definitely going to increase more. And hopefully, just hopefully, he's going to have a pretty good year to the point where we have faith in him being our tight end one for the future. I think so,
Yeah.
man. I think it was
Yeah.
a 6th-round pick. What university was it again? I keep forgetting.
I believe it was Kansas State.
Kansas State. Yeah, and bro, like I think outside of second best tight end in the draft.
Yeah, I was about to say that, bro. Like people forget. Everybody was talking about Brock Bowers, right, coming out of the draft, but in terms of the number 2 prospect, there was a margin, big margin, but Ben Sinnott, like a lot of people are talking about him as being a 2nd-round pick, and I'm glad that we have him, bro. I'm excited, bro. I'm actually excited about him. I think he could do some really good things based off of what I've heard, what I've seen on I mean, admittedly just highlight videos and stuff, but I think there's a lot of things that we can do with him in terms of the on the field. And Zach Ertz is no slouch either. He's very old, he's long in the tooth, but last time we saw him in a Cliff Kingsbury offense, he did some pretty good things in Arizona. So we shall see if he is that security blanket for Jayden Daniels this year. But yeah, bro, the junkies talked about this. Not to say that they're the junkies, but who do you think will lead the offense in receiving touchdowns this year?
Ooh, I still think it's gonna be Terry.
Think it's Terry?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard a good argument on the junkies for Zach Ertz potentially, especially as he starts to accumulate those touchdowns early in the season. I think this is tough. This is tough. I don't think it's gonna be Terry. I think it could be why not, bro? I'm gonna go out on a limb, bro. Ben Sinnott. I think I'm serious. Yeah, bro. Why not?
Like a Laporta year?
You might have like a 400-yard, 8 touchdown season, bro. I don't think so. I think he might have maybe 500, 600 potentially, especially with 17 games. But I was debating between him and Jahan, bro. So
you think Terry's gonna fall off that hard?
bro, Terry's gonna have the yards, bro. But I don't know if he's gonna have the touchdowns. He can't. He can do a lot, but he can't do everything, bro.
That is true.
And I would want Jahan to lead the team receiving touchdowns, bro. Not to say Terry's gonna. I don't think he's gonna fall off this year, bro. He's in his prime. But that would be dope if Terry has 7 and Jahan has 8 or something like that, right? So
maybe
that doesn't mean Terry's gonna have 3, bro.
Luke McCaffrey.
Luke McCaffrey's a sneaky pick, bro. He's a sneaky pick. His brother now is on the Madden cover, but we'll see.
His brother is on the Madden cover. That's CMC, Luke McCaffrey's brother.
You said what?
I'm trying to say that it's Luke McCaffrey's brother, not Christian McCaffrey. I'm just trying to say it because Luke McCaffrey is relevant.
For sure, he is relevant, bro. He got drafted to the Commanders. So yeah, bro, potential slot receiver for us. He shows some good things on tape. Although I'm worried about the separation, especially being a slot receiver. But we'll see. We'll see if it works out. So we talked about the receivers. We talked about the tight ends. We talked about the running backs. We talked about the quarterback. The biggest question mark on this entire team, even with the rookie quarterback, bro, is this offensive line, this trash offensive line, bro, that we're going to trot out there. We have Sam Cosmi at right guard. He's a plus. He is a plus. I need to see it for 2 straight years, right? He's had 1 great year, but he's a plus. Tyler Biotic, I mean, Cowturns did get rid of him. We gotta think about that, But I think he could be solid for us. He's an average center, which is better than what we had last year, which is not saying much. But you think he could be better than Chase Roulier?
I don't know about Chase. I just think average. I'm not hoping. I don't want him. It doesn't Like it hasn't have to be crazy point to the fact where we need him to be like a Pro Bowl type of center. As long as he's average to above average, I'm good. That just sucks because every year, bro, like the offensive line is always a question mark. When we had those days, Trent Williams, Brandon Sheriff, life was pretty good.
Who? Let's take a step back in time, bro. Flashback, if you will. Who's that? Who's that name? Who's the right guard?
Brandon Sheriff.
Imagine if we had him and Sam Cosmi, bro. Imagine that.
Remember that year? Eric Flowers was really good too.
Yeah, really good. That's pushing it. He was good. He was solid for us, but there's a reason why he didn't sign on any other team, bro.
That is true.
After he got cut the second time. He was solid for us for sure. Bro, it's so much easier to have like good interior offensive linemen, bro, right? Like at least solid, right? Our tackles are trash, bro. What are we doing? We're trotting out Andrew Wiley, bro, once again as we're starting right tackle and thinking that's gonna work. And I mean Brandon Coleman, hopefully our left tackle situation is not trash and he's actually, pretty good this year. But bro, oh my gosh, Adam Peters is banking on Brandon Coleman because I mean Cornelius Lucas, people forget 2020, he was actually pretty good for us. The PFF metrics show that, like, a lot of the advanced stats, like he was pretty good. But I mean, we did replace him with Charles Leno that year after, bro. So it's like, he's good as a swing tackle, ideally. But I mean, he's gonna probably be relied on to do a lot more this year if Brandon Coleman's not up to par. But we're relying on a late third-round pick, bro. The pick that we got from Chase Young trade, like compensatory pick, bro, to be that starting left tackle for us. Which I mean, I think is the only legit question mark from the Adam Peters offseason far is like what are we doing at tackle? Because it's a big question mark. But and I'm kind of scared, bro. I know we have a dual threat quarterback who might run, but bro, people forget like not having good tackles, bro. He might get. Well, I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say that. But like like health wise, it's a risk. So it's kind of scary, bro. I will say this, bro. Let me ask you this about the quarterback position because the junkies talk about this, bro. I've watched a bunch of like 106.7 the fan clips and stuff. Do you think there was more hype for RG3 or for Jayden Daniels?
That's a good question, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think us Commanders, since like after our years of RG3, we really haven't like had so much hype. I don't know, bro. That Robert, like, are we talking about like before week 1 or like throughout the whole season?
Before week 1.
I was only in 5th grade, so I didn't even like. Oh no, not 5th grade. I was in 4th or 3rd. But no, I think it's got to go to Jayden, dude. Because like, considering the fact that like we haven't had a quarter, like we haven't had like any promising luck anytime soon when it comes to the QB position. And I will say with Robert, obviously we traded up and gave up a lot, Heisman winner, but also Jayden won the Heisman too. So the argument, like I could see either way. I'm assuming with that reaction, you think it was Robert.
He was confused, misusing his influence. It's clearly Robert. It's not even close, bro. First of all, I shouldn't say nobody. Very few people care about this team anymore, bro.
But here's the thing.
So that contributes to the less
Robert Griffin III even said Jayden Daniels was better than.
RG3 said, bro. Listen, my email, bro, for my Xbox is still RG3_fan_forever at yahoo.com. Okay, I get you, bro. He electrified the town, right? But that proves my point, bro. Like Jayden Daniels, he's a great talent, right? Great talent, Heisman Trophy winner, right? Winner. Although he didn't win a national championship or anything like that, but he's still a winner, right? But, bro, less people care about this team, bro. The name's gone. The team has had sustained years of terrible play. Like, during RG3's year, people forget, like, the Redskins at the time, like, we weren't great the years before, for sure, but it wasn't as long of misery as we've had since RG3, bro. And I think because of that, people care less about. Bro, people forget 2013. We were the most profitable NFL franchise, bro. Like
Yeah,
we were
because
the Cowboys.
they were banking on people from the 90s and 80s.
No, I know, but that, bro, it goes to my point though. We're talking about hype. We're not talking about better player. We're talking about hype. And I think because of that, that's contributing to less of a hype for Jayden. And also, bro, a lot of people, like was said on the radio, a lot of people are truly still burnt by RG3, right? That whole experience. I think because of that, people are being cautiously optimistic. Um, and yeah, I think that's why the hype is not as much here as it was for RG3. Obviously, throughout the season, I mean, RG3's hype was insane, right? But I think even beforehand, bro, like, bro, people had posters of Obama with hope, right? They did the same thing with RG3, bro.
I
Like,
still have a poster somewhere in my room.
yeah, bro. Like, bro, the hype was unreal, and also RG3 contributed to the hype, bro. Like he wanted it, right? He's that kind of person, right? That once craves the attention, right? So like because of that, I feel like he didn't shy away from the spotlight. Jayden's more reserved, he's more humble. Like he's doing things, the right way going to into the season. But because he's doing things the right way, like there isn't as much hype, in my opinion, compared to an RG3 who had social media campaigns, right? Who had marketing campaigns. Bro, he was focused on trademarking his slogans, bro, before the season started, compared to Jayden. What did Jayden Daniels said, bro? He had an interview with the Commanders, interview with some local media. He had, the first pitch, bro, but that's not hype, bro. That's not hype.
Well, okay, but also like that's not like having hype is a great thing too.
Okay, bro, that's not what I said, bro. Of course. Thank you, Ben Negro Jones. The question was who had more hype, not who is better. Exactly, that's what I said. Clearly, RG3 was way more hyped. Us fans lost our minds. Be happy about Daniels, not hyped like that. Completely agree. It's okay, forgive Abdullah. He was a young boy at the time.
Yeah, I was in fourth grade at the time. I just saw we had a quarterback. Because think about it. Before it was Donovan McNabb, Rex Grossman, and John Beck. So I didn't know whoever.
Don't disrespect him.
every year I saw a new quarterback, and I couldn't process. Like I thought this was normal. Every team, like I thought every year they had to have a different QB. But I guess when Robert came in, now I see your argument, Nati. I guess it's just considering the fact that we haven't after Robert, we haven't had like a Heisman QB Wayne. May rest in peace. He was like a late round pick. I'm talking about like a top 5 pick, So yeah. I get obviously like it doesn't make sense from the RG3 point perspective, but I think definitely if Jayden Daniels has that breakout year, rookie year, I think he will surpass like a CJ Stroud type of year.
Hot take, bro, that I just thought about. If Caleb was drafted by us, the hometown guy, number 1 overall pick, that hype might rival what we got with RG3, just because you have the hometown factor, and also Caleb is someone who also likes the attention as well. So it's like
not somewhat, a lot of attention.
But I mean, yeah, bro, Gonzaga College High School. Shout out to my cousin, just graduated from the school. But yeah, bro. I think Van Negro Jones. I want your take on that. I get it, people keep talking about the finger pick, bro. I don't care, bro. This man's wins, bro. He wins. He plays well. At the end of the day, who cares? Who cares if he wins, bro? Like, I'm sorry, that's not gonna stop me from drafting him.
How many college playoff games did Caleb Williams play? If he wins so much,
hold on. He wins. He makes winning plays. Let me put that way. It's not his fault. His defense was actually trash, bro. It's not his fault. Also, he has natural talent, bro. It's like an Aaron Rodgers type of situation. Natural talent. You can see it. The film shows it, bro. There's a reason why he was drafted number 1 overall, and he was hyped to be the number 1 overall pick 4 years, bro. He's in that Trevor Lawrence, that the Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck type of category in terms of prospect coming out. I'm not saying he's Andrew Luck. I still have not seen a better prospect than Andrew Luck, bro. Andrew Luck had it all, bro. He had the intelligence. He was humble. His arm talent was insane. He can be mobile as well. Accuracy, processing, had everything, bro. It's sad that he retired early. Still sad. And that was a surprise too to the Colts. So it set them back many, many.
Remember, that was like in the middle of a preseason game too, right when it was announced.
Yeah, it was like and then he walked off, and
It
the
was
fans.
insane. Like that was historic, and obviously, bro, the Colts like they were to blame for it. It took them so long. I think after that year they drafted Quentin Nelson. It just go to
Yeah,
show like how was it Jim Irsay, like how embarrassing
yeah.
of an owner he is. It's a good thing
Although
Dan was owner.
he helped get Dan out though. I'm not gonna lie, he
Oh,
did.
that's what I'm saying. But if it wasn't for Dan this whole time, Jim Irsay would definitely be the most hated owner. Like despicable. Obviously, like
Jaguars owner, no, Panthers owner, bro. Panthers owner, David
yeah,
Tepper.
well, yeah. He would have been up there with like top 5 like most hated owners.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Back then though, I mean, yeah, it was still David Tepper, but yeah, Van Negro Jones. I hope you responded that though in terms of who Caleb was here, the hometown kid, bro, the guy that was hyped for so many years, came here, #1 overall pick. Right? Like, I don't know. I think that would have challenged RG3, but I still don't think it would have overtaken RG3 because less people care about the team now, bro. You gotta factor that in when it comes to hype. Like, no matter who you put here, bro, people forget we were the #1 most profitable franchise, bro, in 2013, 2012. Like, we were still riding off the high of the Super Bowls, off the 1999, 2000, 2005, Sean Taylor. Like, still, bro. And look at the fan base now, bro. We're what 11th most valuable now, strictly off of being the DMV and it being so expensive here. Like that's it, bro. Um, we changed our name, like we changed our whole brand, bro. But yeah, like Commanders on the hat, like that's what we are now. So
I think once we start winning, I would definitely go back into like top 10.
for sure.
Also, speaking of winning, I just got the notification that the Mystics just got their first win of the WNBA season, and I get a lot of hate from people saying that we don't talk about the Mystics enough. So the Mystics finally got their first win. It says that it was they snapped their 4th longest losing streak to start a season in WNBA history. So shout out to the Mystics, baby.
Listen, just like the Nats, we still have 2019, bro. We still have 2019. Although the Nats, shout out to Mystics first and foremost. We love the Mystics, like genuinely. And we always root for them to do well. This is DMV Sports Zone. We cover all of DMV sports. Been to Mystics games, like it's always hype. And they are the best basketball team in DC for sure.
Okay, I don't go that far. Did you not hear what I just said?
I did that process right after I said that, bro. But I meant it, bro. We are the Mystics are the best team in DC. Yeah, but shout out to the Mystics, bro. Shout out to the Mystics. I do remember I wanted to go to the game with Caitlin Clark, the Indiana game where Indiana's terrible too, but bro, they moved it to Capital One, bro, because of the number of fans, bro. Shout out Caitlin Clark. I don't care about all the hate she's getting. I mean, shout out Angel Reese too. She's from the DMV, but
Actually
Caitlin Clark,
insane. Like how they're literally hunting. Even like when LeBron his rookie year, like there
bro, I don't know about that. I'm talking more so about the chit chat, the hating in press conferences, hating on social media. They're getting aggressive, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. You saw the Candace Parker clip, bro. You saw that clip when Candace Parker was a rookie, bro.
No.
Yeah, bro. She got pushed to the floor, like literally pushed down, like a bully was like messing with.
The thing is with Caitlin Clark, it's been happening multiple times. Like you can see that there's a pattern here. They are hunting her down.
It's happened. It's happened.
A lot of people are watching the WNBA as much as people don't want to admit it. It's not like obviously I'm not saying all the other players suck. She's the only good player. But like when Angel Reese goes out there and says like, oh, like she's not all that, like come on, like this person, like she's the reason why the WNBA is changing. That's what LeBron said.
Yeah, apparently there's also beef between Angel Reese's brother has called out Caitlin Clark and liked posts criticize her and stuff. But I mean Angel Reese, I mean I love the DMV product for sure. I mean Baltimore people are like, oh, this is not DMV. Okay, fine, but she has DMV roots. She was at Maryland, that's where she was right before transferring. Listen. I don't know. Some of the things she says, it's like she likes the attention for sure, and it's like Caitlin Clark. I see it, bro. I see. That's the thing. Like I try to not be a hypocrite, just see things for what they are. Caitlin Clark is bringing so much attention to WNBA, making so much money for the league. I mean, what other player in WNBA history has made WNBA teams move their games from the WNBA arenas to NBA arenas and have packed crowds at those NBA arenas, bro? This is aura, bro, like for sure. And Caitlin Clark is bringing that, so you cannot criticize her like that. In terms of being aggressive, okay, maybe some of it is for sure because she is Caitlin Clark, but I think, bro, like I think it's because of novices who don't watch the sport. They don't realize that they've been aggressive with a lot of top picks in WNBA history, right? We think that's just like not the norm, but it has been the norm. And Nero Jones saying congrats, Mystics, for sure, for sure. Week 8, okay.
That's gonna be a good game.
What happened?
That's gonna be a good game when Caleb and Jayden Daniels face off. That's gonna be
Yeah, for sure, bro. Shout out Chicago, my second home. But week 8 will show you Daniels better than Caleb. We're not about hometown guys anymore after the failure of past. Rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace to Dwayne. Rest in peace to Dwayne. But I still think it's cool to support the hometown. I think, bro, Van Negro Jones. I think it's cool if the hometown guys is actually a star. I think we've just been burnt, right? But I don't think that changes the fact that Caleb would be hyped. He's truly a hometown guy. He grew up in Bowie, went to high school in DC, like supports our team. He grew up a fan of our team. He celebrated when Dan Snyder was, out from the Commanders. And yeah, I mean, he's been touted as the number 1 pick for a while. He's been touted as one of the greatest prospects, in recent memory in the NFL. That's hype. That's hype. And I think that would have been great here. Jayden Daniels could be better than Caleb, but we're talking about hype here. We're not talking about who's the better player. And I think hometown top pick for years, people had Caleb Williams being the top pick, right? I think that would have mattered. But congrats to the Mystics. You want to mention the Nationals. Nationals have been better. They've been better than what a lot of people thought. I went to a Nationals game early last week, and they did lose, but they've been pretty good against the Braves, who admittedly they don't have Ronald Acuna anymore, but for the season. But the Braves are still the Braves, and we've held our own, playing better than what a lot of people expected. C.J. Abrams, superstar, current, future superstar for the Nationals at shortstop. James Wood hopefully gets called up. I don't think I got a notification recently that he's gotten called up, but maybe towards trade deadline when we trade a lot of pieces away, he might get called up.
How's Dylan?
What happened?
Dylan Cruz, is he still in the minor league?
Dylan, yeah, he's still in the minor leagues. Number 2 overall pick. Man, we're very number 2 overall picks, bro. Like this is become a running theme. The Commanders, Wizards, Nationals. I think the Mystics, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they had like the 7th, 8th pick, but at this rate, I think they might get the.
Yeah, bro. Van Negro Jones, Caleb cocky as hell. I like it. Yeah, Van Negro Jones. I can completely see this for sure, but I think that cockiness is what contributes to hype, though. It's like that attention, that that aura. Like I'm not saying again, Jayden Daniels could be the better quarterback, although we'll see because I was high on Caleb. I did want him in DC. I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely hope I'm wrong. But yeah, Jayden Daniels, we'll see. We'll see about him. Abdullah, camera quality. It's going in and out a little bit right now.
Clearly that take that you just had.
There we go. It's coming back. It's coming back. Just as I say that.
Clearly my camera did not agree with your take right there.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. It's okay. A lot of times you haven't agreed either, but look what's happened. Chase Young, man. Chase Young, 1 year, $17 million contract with the Saints. 16? No, 12 million. My bad. 12 million. Man, we were talking about him getting 30 million, 35 million, 40 sack season.
I said 15, not 30.
Man, no, it was right, bro. I will always remember that.
Yeah, bro. I will forever. Anytime I see Noah, I just give him salute for that because, there was a time when people were hating on him. I remember when I posted that reel, got almost 10K. People were just saying this guy doesn't know football. But man, as old as Noah is, he still got it in him, bro.
Yeah, Jadeveon Clowney. I will always remember. I think it was towards the end of his rookie season, if not right after. He was like, "He's Jadeveon Clowney." I'm like, "Bro, come on." But he was right. He was right, and he was also right about Wes Unseld Jr. when people were hyped about him being the head coach. But yeah, okay. So we talked about the offense, bro. Let's talk about the offensive staff, though. Okay, Cliff Kingsbury, you think he's gonna be pretty good for us at OC?
Again, like with what happened in Arizona with head coaching, I think that's way different compared to being an OC. I definitely think his style of play and how he is, how he carries himself, fits way better as a coordinator than an actual head coach because the head coach is just dealing with so many other things outside of play calling and stuff. I'm excited, dude. I really am, considering the fact that he's getting a young guy, a dynamic, dual threat quarterback, along with Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. You bring in Austin Ekeler. You still have Brian Robinson. Hopefully, they find a way to somewhat scheme this offensive line to be somewhat average or a little bit above average to help out Jayden. I think Cliff Kingsbury, I mean, especially since the bar was set so low from Eric Bieniemy, definitely going to surpass him.
We'll see, bro. You say definitely. I don't know. Like, I mean, we thought Eric Bieniemy was definitely gonna surpass Scott Turner. Like, we gotta be careful, man. Like, what have we seen from Kingsbury? Okay, he had some top flight up. He also had some trash offenses. He also had offenses that had too many plays, could never slow down, terrible with clock management. Like, man, like I don't get it. I get it. People want to be hyped. We'll see. I am cautiously optimistic about Kingsbury. He could be better than Bieniemy. I think he might be better than Bieniemy, but we shall see. We shall see. Let's shift over to the defense right now. What position should we talk about? Let's talk about arguably crazy. Might be the strength of our team this year, bro. The strength of our team, linebacker. Um, Crazy to say. Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Jamin Davis, and I'm drawing a blank out of Temple, the linebacker. Jordan something.
Yeah, Jordan something.
Walker? If I'm not
Jordan
mistaken.
Barrett? No. Martin. No.
I'm drawing a blank right now. Sorry, guys. I should know this. But yeah, in the meantime, bro, Abdullah, what are your thoughts on our linebacker group?
I think definitely this is like the best group we've had in a while. And also considering the fact that Dan Quinn could use Jamin Davis as a pass rusher, that's what I'm like very, very like excited to see. We saw a couple flashes last year. So you got the name? Go ahead. Oh, sorry, you went mute, not.
Sorry, Jordan McGee.
McGee, okay, gotcha. McGee. But yeah, no, I think the flashes that we saw from Jamin Davis, like where he got some sacks, I think that could play to his strengths. That's good. And I think he talked about it as well, like Dan Quinn and his system, excited to play in it. But Bobby Wagner, he was very, very solid considering the fact that he's getting up there in age. Frankie Louvu was very underrated with the Panthers. A lot of Panthers fans are pretty upset when he signed with Washington. And a young guy from Temple, Jordan McGee. I mean, I'm very confident considering the fact that Dan Quinn developed Michael Parsons in Dallas. I'm not saying any of our guys will be Michael Parsons, but with having that type of resume is very, very – you got to be optimistic when it comes to the linebacker group.
Yeah, I think Frankie. I mean, there's PFF rankings. There's a lot of different rankings out there that Commanders could have a top 10 at least linebacker duo between Louvu and Wagner. Van Negro Jones asked the question: you think Jamin really going to be used like Parsons? I think people are talking too much about Jamin being used like Parsons and not enough about Frankie being used like Parsons. I think Frankie brings a lot, bro. He had what 6.5 sacks last season, something around that number. And like kind of did the same thing the year before. Like he's a pretty good pass rusher, and he's not great in coverage, but stops the run pretty well. Like I see Frankie Louvu being more like the Parsons than Jamin.
You definitely see that. Whoever it is, I don't really care. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to see Jamin Davis like that because he was a first-round pick. But I think Frankie, like, out of all the new guys that we have, like, I think he could be the guy that's like, oh yeah, that was like a steal from free agency.
Yeah, bro. I will say Jamin has been getting practice reps at edge, so we shall see. He might blossom this year. We'll see with the Commanders, Dan Quinn, the defensive staff, Joe Witt Jr. We'll see. I am excited about Joe Witt Jr. He is bringing energy to the field. I think there was a post out there like seems like every sentence he says is like part of a motivational speech. Like he's motivating his players with every sentence he says, like in press conferences and stuff. I can see that. But yeah, our linebackers could be pretty good. Although, I'm cautiously optimistic about linebacker because yes, we have a Frankie Louvu, yes, we have a Jamin Davis, both young guys, but Bobby Wagner is getting up there in age, even though he did lead the league last year in tackles. And Seattle, like, just let him explore free agency and come to us, which is always scary to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because he went back to Seattle. He could have stayed, could have had a homecoming, a final, last year's in Seattle, right, where he got drafted, but they decided no, bro. So that is kind of nerve wracking. I'm not gonna lie, but he's still, a pretty good player at the very least. But Frankie, and for our linebacker group is what we think it could be. Frankie has to be the guy. He has to be the guy for us.
And a way bigger upgrade than Cody Barton.
Don't get me started, bro. Oh my gosh, Cody Barton. Let's go through the names, bro. Cody Barton, John Bostic. John Bostic. I think he's gonna go down as the most,
Mason Foster.
No, I was about to go with him next, but like John Bostic, arguably, bro, might go down as one of the most sad to say. I don't hate him as a player or as a human, obviously. Because I think like, a good guy and stuff. But player wise, like the most dreaded, player to watch, like from my perspective, from us being on YouTube, bro. He just was never good, bro. He was so slow, bro. He was just so slow. He was so slow, bro. So slow. And it's like, okay. But yeah, Mason Foster. Zach Brown provided some good moments, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He was fast. That was his thing. He was like Jamin. Very similar to Jamin. He was fast, could make some good tackles, especially behind the line of scrimmage. But he was a little bit of a character too, like with his head, like was not necessarily on the right and narrow. Very similar to Jamin, bro. Very similar to Jamin. Now that I think about it. But man, London Fletcher. People keep thinking Bobby Wagner could be a London Fletcher, which, bro, I was looking this up earlier. I think a couple days ago. Demario Davis, like all-pro linebacker, is 35, bro, for the Saints. Like he started with the Saints at 29, right? Like Bobby Wagner could play, a couple more years if he's good. Although people keep saying he's bad at coverage, bro, which is not great. Because I hear the same thing about him. I hear the same thing about Jamin. I hear the same thing about Frankie. Someone has to cover, bro. But I guess, with the secondary pieces they've added, Mikey Sanders still, and we have Emmanuel Forbes. We have Benjamin St. Just. Listen, I talked to the same brother-in-law. I talked to him about Emmanuel Forbes. I think he could have somewhat of a bounce back here this year. I think he'd be solid.
The bar was set so low. I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I just feel so bad for him. When that picture that came out with that high schooler, like
that was bad, bro.
I feel so bad for him. Like considering the fact that last year he got cooked so much. I remember it was against AJ Brown. He was crying on the sideline, and all the hate. I feel like he's a young guy, so he's gonna see social media, bro. They were coming after his neck. So
to be fair though, bro, they did the same thing for Trevon Diggs. He got burnt so many times this rookie year, bro, and became really. I mean, he still got burnt good amount his second year, but like 11 picks, like was pretty good in coverage, or at least pretty good in taking the ball away. I think what the Commanders want is a Trevon Diggs type of like maybe not production his second year, but like you know what I mean, like growth, right? Like as someone who, yes, he's not necessarily the best in coverage, but like takes the ball away, and that's what.
That's why we drafted him. He needs to create turnovers.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We'll see, man. We'll see. I do think he's gonna bounce back though this year. I don't think he's gonna be a star, but I think he's gonna be very solid for us. Starter worthy this year. I hope I'm not wrong. A good part of me is saying I'm gonna be wrong, but like I think it'd be good for us. If not under this defensive regime, bro, then bro. But then again, bro, the drafts, these Martin Mayhew. What, bro? I don't care if he's a consultant to Adam Peters. He could not have a job on the Commanders. One of the worst general managers I've ever seen come across DC. Ever. His only name to fame, bro, is Sam Cosmi, bro. Second round pick. That's it, bro. Name me another draft pick that has panned out in the last 4 years, bro. Terrible. I'm talking since 2021 because Martin Mayhew did not draft Cam Curl. Even Cam Curl, bro, I think he was overrated, bro. Like, okay, I shouldn't say that. Cam Curl was good. He was good for us. Shout out Coach Curl. He was good for us. My apologies. That's my bad. He was good for us. But still, like, we needed more like players that showed up. And we had no good draft picks, bro. None.
We had no dogs. That's the gist of it. We had no dogs. Like, no guys that could be like, oh yeah, like that's a game changer.
We're getting dogs, bro. Just solid, bro. We had nobody, bro. No, like look at our team right now, bro. Look at the roster.
Here's the thing: we could have had him like Kyle Hamilton, Christian Gonzalez, and
the number one player at 2022 series. Number one player. We could have had who was the number 3 player? Derek Stingley Jr. Could have had him. I mean, bro.
Christian Darrisaw. So it's all these types of guys that we could have had.
Yeah, I think for me, bro, it's especially like Kyle Hamilton, bro. Like, come on, man. It was so clear, bro.
It was
so freaking clear. I don't know if he would have been as good as he is with the Ravens, just because the Ravens are the Ravens, and that infrastructure is top tier, S tier. But like, bro, that's pathetic, man.
Yeah, every time I do this game where it's a hypothetical, I just go back to dang. He probably wouldn't have worked out here anyway, knowing our system.
I think it would have worked out, bro. I think it would have worked out, but like maybe not as like all pro level, but bro, it would have been nice, bro. It would have been nice. I'm excited, sneakily excited about our defensive line, especially if we'll see about Johnny Newton. Like hopefully he's ready. Reports are he's going to be ready by week 1, but people forget he's a rookie. So I mean, he's going to need reps before week 1, right? Like I mean, he could be a star and just be ready right away, which would be nice. But, once he is healthy, bro, I like Johnny Newton. I like Deron Payne. I like Jonathan Allen. Bro, what are your thoughts on this? I think we should move to a 3-4, bro. Like, I know Dan Quinn plays, like, versatile fronts, so it's not really a 3-4 or 4-3. But, like, more 3-4 than 4-3 because if we trot out Jonathan Allen, Johnny Newton, and Deron Payne as our, like, 3 guys up front, and then our 4 linebackers could be Bobby Wagner and Jamin Davis in the middle, Frankie Louisville as a like outside linebacker, and then Dorrance Armstrong as the other one. Is that not solid? Solid front 7?
Yeah, I don't. No, I see where you're coming from, and honestly, considering the fact that Dan Quinn is just so versatile, I don't see him just saying, "Oh yeah, we'll just stick with a 3-4." And like, if Johnny Newton is that guy. Hopefully, I wasn't like the biggest fan of the pick. It took me a couple days to marinate it because I think originally before the year,
I liked it.
First round pick. You liked it?
I like. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Right away, I'm like defensive tackle. Like, bro, I should never told you about this, bro. We never got a chance really to talk about the draft. Now that I think like together, too much. We talked a little bit, but. In our previous live stream. But bro, right before the pick came up, bro, the second round pick, I was literally saying, okay, I wonder who this could be. But there, it cannot be a defensive lineman and it cannot be a quarterback. Okay, but it ended up being someone who, bro, people are saying top 15 pick in the draft. So I kind of, but it's better than Fedarian Mathis, bro.
That's what we were like. That's a Fedarian Mathis not too long ago, and
yeah, bro. People think he might be cut, bro. Like it's
such a waste of a second. Like, bro, they should have just let a fan pick at that point, bro. Like, literally, just give the fan the ropes and say, hey, better chance of them picking a guy that is gonna turn out to be good than. Bro, Fedarian Mathis, bro, you gotta be kidding. That's when I saw the injury from Johnny New, I just got PTSD.
Yeah, bro. It's not great. It's not great. But I mean, I think really what they're gonna trot out more often than not is Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and then our ends will probably be Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler. And then our linebackers will be Jamin, Bobby, and Frankie. I think that's what they're gonna do more often. But I don't think that's putting all your best players out there on the field at once. But bro, I am worried about our pass rush, bro. I know Van Negro Jones brought up Ryan Kerrigan. Shout out, Ryan Kerrigan. But and he's a pass rush specialist. But it would be nice to have a prime Ryan Kerrigan on this team because, bro, I'm very worried about our edge. Like Dorrance Armstrong, 8 sacks last year as a part-time pass rusher. People automatically think he's going to have like 10 plus sacks because he's a full-time pass rusher now, but we'll see. There's a reason why he was part-time pass rusher for Dallas, but he could be pretty good for. Bro, I told Brandon, a longtime supporter of the channel, who's been on the channel before, Dorrance Armstrong, and he agreed with me. Dorrance Armstrong is the guy ideally that you want as your edge too, like your second best edge rusher, not your best. And unfortunately, bro, he might be our best because of just the way the roster is right now.
It would be nice to have like Montez Sweat, but
yeah, bro, Montez Sweat was not like he was solid for us. He was above average. He was not a star.
In Chicago.
He's been a star for the Bears, but he was not a star for us. We got to be honest with ourselves. He wasn't. Like he maxed out on 9 sacks, bro. But this year, though, this past year, that was frustrating because it seemed like he got it all together, even for us, right? Remember when he had 5 sacks or something, like at the halfway point? Like, yeah, I agree with you, bro. That was, but then again, we got a 2nd-round pick. We did draft Mikey Sanders still. We drafted Johnny Newton, and we drafted Benson Ott, right? 3 guys that might be really good for us if all goes according to plan. So it's kind of, I don't know, bro. I have mixed feelings. We talked about Forbes, Van Negro Jones. I think he's gonna be better this year, but I am worried. Like our starting cornerbacks might be Michael Davis, with the Chargers were completely fine letting go. Benjamin St. Juice, Manuel Forbes, like that. Like I'm the Cow Turds receiving core, the Eagles receiving core.
Malik Neighbors just got
Malik Neighbors. Yeah, like, bro, that is scary, bro. I know we have Mikey Sanders still, who pound for pound is the best player in the draft, says the best head coach in college football history, Nick Saban, roll time. But he's good in the slot. I guess he had the slot covered. Quan Martin. I do like, okay, bro, I actually like our safeties, bro. Jeremy Chin, first of all, he might move down to linebacker a little bit. He reportedly rejected a Steelers offer that would have paid him more money.
That was something that's like something improvement. The past years, players did not want to come to Washington. Now you have players saying, "Oh yeah, I was offered more money somewhere else." But since the system is so good, like when do you ever hear that?
I will say Terry changed things a little bit by staying in DC. Like he could have went anywhere, bro. But he decided to stay here, and it wasn't like a bloated contract or anything. But I agree with you though. Like, yeah, that's different. But bro, people forget Derek Forrest was pretty good for us. I would like it if Quan. So this is how I would like our secondary to be. Admittedly, our cornerbacks are very weak, but I would like it to be Emmanuel Forbes, Mikey Sanders still, Benjamin St. Juice, Michael Davis, like coming in for Emmanuel Forbes if need be. Our safeties to be Quan Martin and Derek Forrest. Quan playing the free, Derek Forrest playing the strong. That's what I would like, preferably. We'll see if that happens. You know, the team, Dan Quinn and the co, they don't really know what they have in Derek Forrest, right? They didn't really see him too much last year, like on film, because he was injured for most of the year. But I remember 2022, bro. He was pretty good for us. He was pretty good. So we'll see, bro. And he loves to hit. So strong safety might be good. And it might be a better fit with Quan because Quan is more of the coverage guy. So, but
no, and Jeremy, yeah, go back to him a little bit. He was, I think, 2nd in defensive rookie of the year 2020 with Chase Young.
He was. I remember that Panthers fans were like all up in arms because Chase Young won it over Jeremy Chin. But yeah, bro, we'll see if he can unlock that potential here. But yeah, we pretty much covered really the entire team. I want your thoughts though on Dan Quinn, bro. Like, do you think Dan Quinn he could bring us to the promised land, to the Super Bowl again? Like, what are your thoughts on him?
It was just so like anticlimactic because we were talking about Ben Johnson and just Bill Belichick, all these other head coaches, and then we just end up with Dan Quinn. It was like a big damn after all of that, So obviously, like I'm not gonna quickly say that, like, oh yeah, no hope at all, blah 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 from the Cowboys. He has that resume. Defensive coordinator in Seattle, won a Super Bowl, took the Atlanta Falcons team to the Super Bowl. Don't want to talk about what happened in that Super Bowl though, but all
Let's
in
put
all,
more on Kyle Shanahan, but who's a
yeah,
great coach.
yeah. All in all, I think it's definitely something to be optimistic about. It may be a little concerning considering the fact that, like it's just the Washington Cowboys. Same thing with Ron Rivera and the Panthers, bringing old players, old coaches. But I generally think this time is going to be a little bit different. And now with Adam Peters in the front office, all these moves that he's made, just being aggressive. That's what we've as fans been wanting for so freaking long. Not being staying on the couch and being complacent. They're actually going out there doing stuff. And now the national media is noticing it as well. So I'm pretty excited about Dan Quinn.
I wouldn't say excited for me. He's cool. We'll see. I mean, bro, he has identical resume as Ron Rivera. Identical. Like one Super Bowl appearance. Barely above 500 once we hire him. Retread. Like very similar resume. Very similar resume to Ron Rivera. But his defense, the defenses that he coached last year, previous years have been pretty good in Dallas outside of the happy about it, outside the collapse against the Packers in the playoffs. But yeah, man, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, he brings a lot of energy. I will say that. Like a lot of the players love him and genuinely love him. Ron Rivera, players respected him, right? Like he was a leader, a strong leader that we needed during a tough time. But like in terms of energy, I feel like, yeah, I've heard a lot more in terms of Dan Quinn with his backwards hat and all. But enough of all this talk about the Commanders and
sorry, one more thing. Brandon
yeah,
McMahon is no longer our kicker. We gotta talk about that. That was crazy,
yeah,
bro. All that it was just like, no way, we're gonna be bad in the media again for something like this. But then I realized it happened in Jacksonville. So it's a good thing that Dan Quinn, and Josh Harris just said, yeah, you gotta get rid of him. Everyone was joking that if it was Dan Snyder who got the super max extension after hearing that type of news. So it's a good thing. I think they signed some. I think undrafted free agent or something.
yep.
I'm still upset that not upset, but I'm still like, dang, we let go of Joey Sly. Because although I was like,
Why?
Because come on,
you love your great players, bro.
No, but he had a strong leg, I will say.
Oh
But
my gosh, but was he accurate, bro?
yeah, I will say, yeah, the inconsistency was very questionable. It's just like again, bro. Like I saw it the other day, like
Man said he's mad that we don't have Joey Sly.
on Twitter, they were saying that like, man, like for so long we haven't had a quarterback really having a consistent kicker either. The Billy Cundiffs of the world, Kai Forbath, Graham Gano, like it's just like I don't know when there ever is gonna be that guy like a Justin Tucker, and not even just a Justin Tucker, a guy that we could have for like 4 to 5 years straight.
I mean, we had that in Dustin Hopkins. But like, at the end of the day, you can always strive for better, and we did that, or we try to do that.
Or Chris
yeah, I mean, yeah,
bro, the name. It was something,
bro. But we'll hopefully find someone.
What happened to Brian Johnson? He hit that game winner against the Raiders, and he just never hit him up again, bro.
That's what happens with players, bro, on our team, bro. We hype them up so much, and then when they leave, they're not as good as you made them out to be. That's Commanders fans, unfortunately. I'm waiting to see about Quinn. Same. Wasn't happy when we chose him. Same. Slide. Let it go. Like, exactly. Thank you. Abdullah's still young. He has some years, to learn this. But Van Negro Jones, everybody, enough about the Commanders. I haven't gotten
special teams. My roommate saw Tress Way recently,
so
this is really cool.
Shout out Tress. Shout out Tress too for giving up his number. That was dope. Without any money, like just tickets and stuff. Like shout out.
I generally think he is the best punter in the NFL, like off the field and on the field.
Again, I feel like I've said this on previous live streams. Abdullah does love his mid players.
Who's better than Tressway? I know it's sad that we're comparing punters.
I mean, whoever was on the Pro Bowl. Tressway was not on the Pro Bowl.
Doesn't
all pro does matter. All pro does matter. He wasn't on All Pro. When was he ever an All Pro? He was an All Pro one time, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one time.
Pro Bowl. Oh my gosh. Okay, buddy. But enough of this talk with Commanders about DMV Sports. Like, I haven't gotten one chirp out of this man's, like, in terms of any DMs that are sent him over the last month, bro. So if you guys don't know, Abdullah is a big Aubrey Graham fan, and
Hold on. I just want to
he
say
is one of the most overrated artists of all time. And K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, really, really did a number on Aubrey Graham to the point where Aubrey Graham is not Aubrey Graham anymore. He is the 69 God. He is a fan. Freaky. You can fill in the blanks. I've never been a fan. I always thought that Aubrey Graham has been a sellout. Terrible for Black culture, for us, and also just been making men music and has been really derogatory, especially towards women. I feel like there's a reason, I've been saying these things all these years, and it's crazy because I've been and the PDF file stuff. Like, I mean, listen, I've been talking about this for a while in terms of Aubrey Graham, and shout out Kendrick because you really brought truth to power, and yeah, shout out to Kendrick. I don't even need a response from Abdullah. I haven't gotten a response for a month plus. He's gone in hiding. But at the end of the day, I'm definitely gonna clip this because shout out Kendrick K. Dot from Compton, California, really putting America on the map. West Coast, not like us, for the fastest rap song in Spotify history. It hit over 300 million streams. Shout out Kendrick. Van Negro Jones knows. I mean, look at his first name, bro. Like, come on. Like, Kendrick is the guy. He's the best rapper of this generation. I made a post about this 2 years ago after watching his concert in DC at Capital One Arena. It was the second concert I've ever been to. I made this post on Instagram. Got a lot of pushback, even from people like Abdullah. And at the end of the day, you can see, you can do that all you want, bro. At the end of the day, you've been doing that for Aubrey Graham for a decade plus, bro. So with that being said, Kendrick Lamar is the best rapper of this generation. This is coming from like J. Cole is my favorite rapper, but I have always admitted that Kendrick Lamar has been he's the greatest. Like, you can have a favorite while acknowledging someone else is the greatest. Like in basketball, people have a favorite player like I don't know, like Giannis, but he's not the greatest player ever, or he's not the greatest player of this generation, right? Or people can have a favorite player like AI, right? Back in the day, AI wasn't the greatest player of that generation. You had Kobe, you had Tim Duncan, you had all these other players, but that's how I feel about J. Cole. So, and a lot of people do say J. Cole is the Tim Duncan of rap, which is fair. It's fair. But yeah, I don't need a response from Abdullah. I just need him to listen. Like, I know he's young. He doesn't get it. But
bro, I'm 21, bro. I'm getting up there. I'm getting uncle years, man.
You are young, bro. You are young. It's okay. It is okay. But shout out Kendrick Lamar, K. Dot.
Oh, I just want to say, hold on.
No, you don't need to say anything.
No,
Thank you guys so much.
I won't say anything about Drake. I will say though, it's like for me, like Drake and Frank Ocean is like a 1A, 1B. So I'm not gonna say like I still think obviously Drake is the GOAT.
You thought you did something with that, bro. You thought you saved yourself. Shout out everybody in the chat. Shout out Kendrick Lamar, greatest rapper of this generation. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to DMVSportsZone channel. We like to post fire content like this as much as possible. Also, go follow our Twitter page or X page now at DMVSportsZone, Instagram page, all lowercase DMVSportsZone, our TikTok for who knows however much longer, but DMVSportsZone as well. We'll make sure to have some clips about this, including this Kendrick clip. But yeah, shout out Kendrick, shout out DMV, and see you guys on the next one.